And then the ribs, we'll first do the sternum. There's one sternum. This, when you are born, is also 3 separate bones. The upper part is the manubrium, the middle part is the body or the gladiolus, and the bottom inferior portion is the xiphoid process. And they are separated at birth, and they fuse into one bone in the adult. Okay, manubrium, body or gladiolus. The word gladiolus comes from the Latin for shaped like a sword, sword-shaped. And then the xiphoid process, which can be spelled Xi or Zy, Phoid, either way. Okay? Now, the very top of the manubrium has a notch here, and you can palpate that right here. This notch is either called the suprasternal notch or the jugular notch, right there. Then on either side of the jugular notch are the right and left clavicular notches, where the sternal extremities of your clavicles rest. And then right below that are the first rib notches, where the first rib pairs articulate. And that's the end of the manubrium. Then there's a bony line. See that bony line that joins the manubrium to the body? Right there, that's called the angle of Lewis, or the sternal angle, right there. And that's important because that's a landmark for inside the human body. That's where the single trachea splits into the right and left primary bronchi. That's known as the bifurcation of the trachea, or the carina. That's right in your note package. Okay? And then on the body there are 6 costal notches on each side where the cartilages of rib pairs 2 through 7 join.
Wait,
Okay? And then, yes,
so the 6 are all of that?
on the right and the left side of the body,
Oh,
where the cartilages of the 2nd through 7th rib pairs articulate.
okay.
Okay? And then the very bottom part is the xiphoid process again. Now, for the rib pairs, all you have to know are the names of the rib pairs, and there are 4 things you need to know. Rib pairs number 1 through number 7 have one of 2 names. They're either called the true ribs or the vertebrosternal ribs. So, on the test in 2 weeks, I could ask you one of 2 questions. I could say, what do you call rib pairs 1 through 7? And you would either say true or vertebrosternal ribs. Or I could say, what are the true or vertebrosternal ribs? And you would say 1 through 7. You could ask it either way. Clear? That means rib pairs 8 through 12 are the false ribs.
Can you fix that 8, please? Thanks.
Anytime.
Ow.
So on a test, I could say, what are the false ribs? What are the names of the false? 8 through 12. What do you call rib pairs 8 through 12? The false ribs. They're broken into 2 groups. 8, 9, and 10 are false ribs, as are 11 and 12. But specifically, 8 through 12 are called the vertebrochondral ribs, and ribs pairs 11 and 12 are called the floating ribs. Why? Because rib pairs 8, 9, and 10, their cartilages, 8, 9, and 10, join the cartilage of rib pairs 7, so they indirectly attach to the sternum. Whereas 11 and 12 float in the muscles of your rib cage. They don't attach to the sternum at all, hence they are floating ribs. And that's the end of that. That's the whole test.